Hello everyone, welcome to the special show on NDTV on the occasion of Women's Day. I'm joined by three wonderful women entrepreneurs. We have Naya Sagi here, who is the founder of Baby Chakra and co-founder of Good Glam. We have Trisha Vaidya, who's the founder of Dr. Vaidyas, and also Jyoti Bardwaj, who's the founder of Tfit. All of you, welcome to this special show. Wonderful to have you all here. Let me start with you, Naya. Naya, you've been obviously a pioneer as far as baby products and parenting community is concerned, and also personal care brand. Take us through your journey so far. How has it been? What inspired you to become an entrepreneur?
So first of all, Radhika, thank you so much for having me here. I consider myself very privileged to have had an Entrepreneur 1.0 journey with Baby Chakra and an Entrepreneur 2.0 journey as the co-founder of Good Glam. With Baby Chakra, we started with this mission of saying, how do we really democratize care for maternal and child health, right? So through for mothers across India using technology. And that kind of manifested itself into a consumer care brand, which is Baby Chakra as well today. With Good Glam Group, I think the mission is even I think at a larger scale, which is super exciting because, we're living in a paradigm where we're building consumer brands from India, but we're taking it globally. So, like the reverse that used to happen when we were growing up, we used to use, these foreign brands. We're actually creating the brands of the future using digital at the core of it and bringing it to the world. So I think, when I look back, why am I an entrepreneur? For two reasons. One is because I think as an entrepreneur, you can really solve a problem that needs to be solved. And number two, you can really create impact and legacies at scale.
All right. Trisha, the same question goes to you. Take us through your journey, Dr. Vaidyas. Tell us what inspired you to become an entrepreneur. What drove you into entrepreneurship?
Sure. So mine is slightly different actually. My husband started the business and we were engaged, and against all families, we actually decided to become co-founders. He was left by his grandfather's legacy of about 150 years of formulations. And we realized that the younger, newer generation, while everyone is moving towards, having more organic supplements, looking into having more natural products, weren't actually aware about Ayurveda. We saw the West popularize yoga, and we were very clear that that's what we wanted to do with Ayurveda, this 5,000-year-old science we had. We used to hear amazing stories, like my parents actually were cured at the clinic of how Ayurveda can actually help people who have arthritis, diabetes, asthma. So we were trying to figure out a way of how do we modernize this and actually let people benefit from Ayurveda. Why I became an entrepreneur, honestly, I was a bit risk averse. So I used to sit every day and think of, I had an idea book, sit and write down ideas and discuss that, okay, I'm going to launch this one day, launch this the other day. But I don't think I personally at that time had the courage, I would want to say, to take that step. So when he did it, I was like, okay, fine, this is not what I want to do, just be a 9-to-5 job. I want to build something that's larger. I want to reach a larger sector of society as well. And that's why I think, that rush, that 24/7 being obsessed about something, that's something I love.
Yeah. And Jyoti, Tfit, which is a healthy beverage brand, I think it started just a few years back.
Right.
Tell us what made you start this brand and how the journey has been over the last just a couple of years.
Sure. So I come from a middle class background and nobody has heard of entrepreneurship in my family. I'm a first generation entrepreneur and everybody advised me against it because I had a good career before it. But we are a diabetic country. I come from a diabetic household. A large part of the population addition of diabetics has happened in the last 30 years, and a large part of responsibility also falls on packaged food and beverage companies. You go to any beverage aisle in a supermarket, it's either packed with cola or some kind of quote-unquote fruit drink or energy drinks, which are dangerously packed with sugar and other chemicals. And I always wondered, why is there nothing good, remotely good for you? And what are people like me supposed to consume other than water? And I did happen to go on a chance visit to Japan, and I was blown away by the kind of pride they have in their cultural formulations, in their own teas and herbs. And so that kind of gave me this idea that not only is it possible to create a beautiful unsweetened beverage brand, it's also possible to contribute towards making the society healthier. Like everywhere there's a can of cola available. If you make a relatively healthier product available, if you make something good for you, not less bad for you, not kind of marketed funnily so you kind of pick it up, but a genuine good alternative, if you make it available, people will choose. Right now the choice is not really with them, because everywhere you go it's packed with sugary products one way or the other, advertised with cool marketing. And that was basically the seed with which we started Tfit. This is our third year in business, and as I say, my dream is to make Tfit available everywhere there's a can of cola available. Thank you
Wonderful.
for inviting me.
And I just wanted to ask you all, as far as women entrepreneurs are concerned, I'm sure you all have faced discrimination of sorts, some sort of taunt, all kinds of challenges. So take us through the challenges that you faced over the years as a woman, as a businesswoman, as an entrepreneur, and how did you all manage to overcome them?
I think I started my journey in 2015, so it's almost a decade back. And I think the times then were very different. And of course, I've shared some of these stories in public, Radhika, where, walking into IC meetings, pregnant, being told that come back in a couple of months because apparently I was pregnant and no one could tell me that to my face. Or being told, because I was a sole woman founder when I started it off, right? I was Baby Chakra off. And being told that why don't you get a male co-founder to build this business out with you. So we faced all of this, I think, many, many years, and through many, many years. I am extremely optimistic about how times are changing, though. What I keep on telling women at scale, and I tell myself all the time as well, is that nothing succeeds like success, right? So the more you become successful at what you do, what ends up happening is everybody wants to be part of that journey, right? And I think in finding that, you find your allies along the way. So I think you just have to stay determined and true to your course, and cut out all the noise, because there will always be naysayers. As a woman entrepreneur, as an entrepreneur, in this ecosystem, in other ecosystems, right? You just have to focus on your goal and just focus on getting there, and just like I said, just succeed.
Right. And Trisha, in your experience, what are some of the strengths and benefits that women entrepreneurs bring to the table? What is it that makes them sort of stand out when compared to, say, male entrepreneurs?
So honestly, one thing I think is multitasking, right? I think it's unbelievable. And now that I'm a mom, I see it even more.
Right.
The number of hats you can put on as a woman and still manage, right? You can run your house, run different departments, run different teams, and still manage to do all amazingly well. So I think the ability to, when each department needs its specific time, and to switch over so quickly and easily, I think it's definitely an amazing skill. I also think the grit and resilience, right? I think society has unfortunately always made it to be that, women are second. And that's changing, of course, and it's amazing to see. But I think that kind of pushes you a little bit more, which I think is great. And I think compassion, right? Compassion for people you work with. There is an ability that women have, I think, to understand the EQ of people a little bit more also. And when you're growing and building an organization, I think people management and kind of empowering your team plays a huge role. So I think that's another advantage.
Right. Jyoti, my question would be, how do you envision future of women in the world of entrepreneurship? What do you think are the steps that need to be taken to sort of ensure there is gender equality?
I feel we are seeing initial waves of it already.
Sure.
I see a lot more women entrepreneurs today in the ecosystem, like when Naya said when she started out. And the more people see women kind of starting their businesses, running it successfully, the more women will be encouraged to follow suit and kind of break through a lot of the external and some of the internal barriers that they have, whether it be that they have gone their family way and they don't know whether they have a second shot at a career or at a business. I feel the more they see women like all sitting here, the more encouraged they would be to come and start businesses of their own. So we just need more examples, and I'm glad that shows like this are definitely furthering the cause.